What's up, guys? It's Zero here. Today we're talking about Dead or Alive and what happened to this iconic franchise. Let's get into it. So guys, in an article coming to us from Candy Maldonado of GamePure, what happened to Dead or Alive 7? Well guys, before I really get into the full-fledged article here, Dead or Alive, I always looked at as a really, like a pretty special franchise within the fighting genre. I always enjoyed it when these games were coming out, especially like back in the Xbox 360 days. Kind of, had certain similarities to other fighting games out there, but also, it kind of took a form of its own. And I think of games like, Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur, a lot of these titles, it's like, what happened to all these different, other fighting games out there? Because we know the juggernauts in the space, that being, Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Smash. I mean, those are kind of like your juggernauts. But Dead or Alive was definitely, you could say it was second tier, I guess you could say, to those other, juggernaut franchises within the fighting genre. But this definitely could play have a place within that universe and that world, that being, fighting games. And so what happened here? Well, let's talk about it. And could we ever see another Dead or Alive game in the future? The Dead or Alive franchise has been a staple in the fighting game community for years with its fast-paced gameplay, stunning graphics, and iconic characters. Dead or Alive fans were on edge, eagerly anticipating the next installment in the beloved 3D fighting game saga. They were ready for the next evolution of the series, hoping for new adventures, updated mechanics, and jaw-dropping visuals. However, their excitement was met with disappointment when some puzzling news broke in 2022. From development challenges to team restructuring, let's uncover the mystery behind Dead or Alive 7's unfortunate demise. So let's talk about what happened here, guys. To the fans' disappointment, it was confirmed in 2022 that the game was canceled. Hiroki Morita, a Team Ninja veteran, revealed on Twitter that development of Dead or Alive 7 had started after the release of Dead or Alive 6. Unfortunately, the project was canceled after being in development for about 2 years. Dead or Alive 6, the sixth main installment of the series, was released on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One in March of 2019. After the release of Dead or Alive 6, a small team within Team Ninja was working on updates for the game while simultaneously working on Dead or Alive 7. However, the team was disbanded when Yohei Shimbori, one of the series' regular directors, left the company at the end of March 2021. As a result, the project for Dead or Alive 7 was canceled. Yohei Shimbori had been involved in the Dead or Alive series for 16 years, serving as producer, director, designer, and/or planner for 9 installments, starting from Dead or Alive Ultimate in 2004 to Dead or Alive 6. His departure from the company significantly affected the cancellation of Dead or Alive 7. So let me put it to you guys like this. Obviously, when you lose someone who's been a part of that franchise for so long, a lot of times, a company like Team Ninja may think to themselves, let's refocus on a different game or other games, and maybe we can come back to this. Because I don't think, guys, that Dead or Alive is fully dead. I really don't. No pun intended. I think that it's one of those things where they're looking for the right people to be put in the right places to create this next up-and-coming title, a passionate team over at Team Ninja. Because think of it like this. They just announced Ninja Gaiden 4. That was announced here recently, and that was a title that, once again, a lot of us were wondering, will we ever get a Ninja Gaiden 4? Will we ever get a continuation of this iconic franchise? And lo and behold, all these years later, out of the blue, we get an announcement of Ninja Gaiden 4. I believe this full-heartedly, guys. If Ninja Gaiden 4 does a really good job and really is very compelling, has a really fun story, great action, a lot of different, additions and things of that nature to that game, I believe it could absolutely greenlight another Dead or Alive title, as well as future entries in the Ninja Gaiden, franchise as well. But like I said, I think you can never say never, because really what it comes down to is us as the community voicing our opinion. That being, hey guys, we want a Dead or Alive 7, creating forums, getting on Reddit, things of that nature, reaching out to the developers, to the publishers, things of that nature is going to be really important. If you want this game made, we've got to make our voices heard and echo this game into existence. The release schedule for the main Dead or Alive installments has also been notable, with significant gaps between some releases. For example, while the first few installments were released successively, with Dead or Alive 2, Dead or Alive 3, and Dead or Alive 4 being released in 1996, 99, 2001, and 05 respectively, there was a 7-year gap between the release of Dead or Alive 5 in 2012 and another 7 years before the release of Dead or Alive 6 in 2019. So what I think there, guys, is some of these, what we see a lot of times with a lot of the fighting games, they don't come out, every year like Call of Duty or something of that nature, even like Assassin's Creed. It's essentially, there's gaps between each installment in these fighting games because they want to make sure that it's not just a copy and paste of the previous entries. They want to make sure that the technology is there for them to really make some compelling changes to the titles, maybe add new characters, new moves, new maps, things of that nature. And so Dead or Alive could very well still be something that is coming in the future. It's just, it may just take some time for it to find the right people to put this thing together. And that being said, Dead or Alive 6 received mixed reviews from players, with some praising its gameplay mechanics and graphics. In contrast, others were critical of its aggressive post-launch monetization policy. The game featured multiple season passes, some of which were quite pricey. It also charged players for changing the fighter's hair, which was met with backlash from the community. And a lot of those things you should just be able to. Obviously, I understand that you have these different monetization tactics and things of that nature, but I think what you really need to do is have earnable items over payable items. And those earnable items, whether it's, being able to change your fighter's hair by, winning a certain amount of matches or whatever it is, I think having earnable items are greater than payable items. If you have those payable items that you can get different skins and things of that nature, it makes sense. But I do think that you have to make sure that it's not too expensive. And I think having those earnable items is really, really important within a franchise like this, where it's not the biggest fighting game on the planet. It's definitely up there as a big, fighting game franchise. It's been around for so long, but you definitely don't want to, turn people away to, for those people to go to a different fighting game because you're doing too many different types of monetization tactics where they feel like they're being taken advantage of. And so despite the cancellation of Dead or Alive 7, fans of the series continue to enjoy Dead or Alive 6, which has a free version called Dead or Alive 6 Core Fighters available on all platforms. While the future of the Dead or Alive franchise remains uncertain, players can still enjoy the existing installments and keep an eye out from Team Ninja regarding the future of the series. So at the end of the day, guys, I think that Dead or Alive is a game that will, or franchise that will continue in the future. I think it may take a little bit longer, obviously, but with Team Ninja coming out with Ninja Gaiden 4, I think that there is a possibility that if that game does really well, which I believe it will, I think it's going to do really good for Team Ninja. If it does really well, I think it's going to greenlight spark the flame for future Ninja Gaiden entries and also bring us back to Dead or Alive. I really do. I think in one way, shape, or form, this is a title that could certainly come back. I just think they need the right people in the right places to put this thing together from a directive perspective. The producers and the designers and all that stuff, having, maybe a small team from Team Ninja, once again, work on Dead or Alive 7, and then, of course, the rest of the team's working on Ninja Gaiden. That's at least my personal opinion. But that being said, guys, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. What do you think happened to Dead or Alive? And do you think it will continue in the future, or do you think it's dead in the water? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And for more Dead or Alive content and videos, keep it right here.